Good morning, this is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Wednesday, the 18th of June. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals, right? Okay, now tomorrow obviously is a holiday, so today we've got 2 days bracketing a holiday here. These will tend to be low volume, so we've got today and Friday. We've got on ES here, we've still got a possible head and shoulders forming, and honestly, it's not bad. I am wondering if these might break down, but we are likely to see low volume days. But I mean, in terms of Israel-Iran, I mean, it's mainly a nothing burger so far, except for the fact that it does look as though the US might actually get directly involved. That's actually more of an issue. Also, Iran is actually sending a lot of missiles over, and apparently that is exhausting the Israeli supplies of missile interceptors. So we'll see how that goes. But if the US gets directly involved, well, that may weigh on sentiment somewhat, but we will see. We've got decent looking head and shoulders. If that breaks down, then we may see a move down to this support level here and possible larger head and shoulder neckline in the 58.12 area. On NQ, still got a pretty decent looking head and shoulders forming. Again, if we see a breakdown here, then that would get us down below, just below the monthly pivot and pretty close to this support level here, just under 21,000. RTY, no obvious pattern forming. YM, we've got no obvious pattern forming here. I know it's tempting to see a head and shoulders here, but it's just oversized for where it is. We do have a potential double top here. But that obviously would need to get down here before it could start to break down. On DAX and the SDX, I was saying a couple of days ago that the main resistance here is at the monthly pivot, and that's still the main resistance. We have tested it. We've come back to retest the low. Obviously, this could be the second low of a double bottom on DAX. Almost pretty much on the SDX, though we haven't quite retested this low. But the main thing is monthly pivot was holding its resistance, and it's still holding its resistance. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture chart. Looking at SPX, do we have a double top here? Barely. Looks more like a bull flag here on SPX. No current divergence, really. The hourly buy signals, which were brewing at the close on Friday, have pretty much all played out to made it target on Monday night. On the daily chart, we're still holding above the daily middle band, and that is the main support that I'm watching here. And it's the main support I'm watching on the Qs, which is still holding above it. It's the main support I'm watching on Dia. Dia closed slightly below it yesterday. It's slightly weaker than the others, but we've not seen any conviction break yet. But I am watching it with great interest. Looking at IWM, we are holding the daily middle band here. So the daily middle bands are holding. If we see breaks below, that opens further downside. And we could well see a significant decline after that. But at the moment, it's just there's no real support breaks and nothing really strongly saying. And honestly, I'm leaning against a serious support break during a day before or day after a holiday. But obviously, news trumps everything, and we might find that the news takes it down today. All right, looking at DAX. DAX, we've actually got a possible RSI 5 buy signal brewing on the daily here. So as we come in and retest this low, which is interesting, obviously you're well below the daily middle band on the Europeans. Nikkei is basically back up at the prior highs. All right, so let's have a look at DX. DX broke up slightly over this declining resistance here, but, and I would say very much but, if you look at Euro, which is the sort of distorted mirror image really, this looks like a bull flag, which is setting up likely a retest of this high. So watching that with great interest, but this is actually leaning towards coming back up. If you have a look at the at GBP USD, we came down to this level here. What is this level? It's a potential head and shoulder neckline. It could be a double top support. And it could be that we're breaking down from this double top here. But at the moment, it kind of visually leans towards making a right shoulder and seeing a rally here. And obviously that could match with a retest of the high here on the Euro. USD JPY, this is looking like a rough triangle consolidation, this would normally lean towards the downside. So there's a lot here which is suggesting that this is a slight breakup on DX, which will quickly be reversed. Although nothing strongly suggesting that this brings us out of the inflection point to the downside. Looking at Australian dollar, nice looking double top. NZ, nice looking double top. We will see how they go. All right, looking at ZB. ZB, I was saying that when we got to this level here, that this was either a very ugly IHS breaking up, or it was a larger flag forming. At the moment, I'm kind of leaning more towards the flag option here, but if we do see the US get involved in war in Iran, then that could have an impact. Also, it's looking less likely by the day that the big beautiful bill is going to pass. That actually would be bullish for bonds, because I don't think the bond market is going to like the big beautiful bill one little bit, nor do I think it likes it yet. So we will see how that develops. Looking at ZN, this looks like a larger bear flag forming here too. Looking at CL, we had a little double top breakdown here. I'm going to take off the down arrows here because really we've rallied far enough here that it's pretty obvious that we're probably heading back up into the high, and certainly the double top has lost credibility, and this could be a bull flag of some kind forming. If we get a wider if we get a wider and more serious move towards an extended war in the Middle East, then obviously there's fairly strong bias on oil to go up. Heating oil is already making higher highs, possible weak 60-minute sell signal brewing. RBOB basically retesting the high at the moment. NG is going higher. That's not about the Middle East, but you can see we broke this resistance. We've come back tested it. We've gone higher. I am wondering if we are forming a larger bear flag. This would be A, B, C, maybe head up towards the 4.4 area. And I'm thinking we may head there. In the short term, we've got a 6-minute sell signal fixed, and it's delivered nothing so far. GC, I'm still looking for a retest of the all-time high, probably in the next couple of weeks. Silver, we got a 60-minute sell signal fixed. Might see a bit of retracement here, but not expecting to see an awful lot. Palladium, we've got a little double bottom here that broke up, but we're failing at the weekly pivot so far. Or we could be forming an IHS right shoulder. Watching that with interest, but I don't think we're necessarily done with this breakup. Looking at platinum, this is coming back into a retest of the high. Possible double top there, but nothing strongly indicating it would be. We broke the megaphone support here on the copper chart. I'm thinking we may return back up to retest this high, and that could be the second high of a double top. Looking at KC, we've got down to the full retest of the low, which I was looking for. Possible double bottom here, but at the moment we are continuing down. No positive divergence on sugar. We broke up slightly, and now we've broken down from this wedge. Wondering if we're going to an alternate trend line. This is the obvious one that I would be wondering about. Possibly get us down into the 16 area. So wait to see what happens here. I think. No, sugar has already rolled. Yeah, it's the grains which haven't rolled yet. So cocoa, still looking for a retest of this low. Cotton, this no longer looks like an inverted head and shoulders, really. Could be a double bottom forming. Lumber, we've got this very nice looking rising megaphone at the moment, and I think this is a bear flag. So I think I'm leaning towards this breaking down into a retest of this low here in about the 5.657 area. On wheat, little double top broke down and is rejecting back up to the high. On corn, we're basically getting pretty close to a retest of the low. We had an inverted head and shoulders. It broke up and it's falling. So, I think we shall see, we'll probably see a retest of the low, and we'll see what happens after that. We've got a weak 60-minute buy signal fixed. On soy, we've got a 60-minute sell signal as fixed, not delivered anything so far. This double top broke down, but at the moment is forming more like a bull flag. On soybean oil, we have this very strong spike up here, 60-minute sell signal fixed, not delivered anything yet, even though we have quite a nice looking double top. Live cattle, I was expecting to see somewhat lower, and I'm still expecting to see somewhat lower. Lean hogs, larger rising wedge, and we are overthrowing it slightly at the top. This has been pretty resistant coming down. We've had a 60-minute sell signal fixed for a while. We'll see. But at the moment, this has been taking a lot of opportunity to come down and not actually using it. So we'll see. All right, great. Let's have a look at questions. How high could NG go? Yeah, I've already answered that one. What I'm thinking is we could be doing an ABC, and I'd be wondering about 440, 450. That could all be part of a larger bear flag. But at the moment, this is a nice looking break. I am wondering about the ABC. I'd mentioned it as a possibility before. All right, well, my pleasure as always, guys. Everyone take care, and I'll have a great holiday, and I'll catch you again on Friday.